Project Reflections. For stage 1, the first and most inspiring speech I selected was by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam ji. In his speech, he had emphasized on relentlessly chasing one's dreams to realize them. The second speech was by Miss Lata Mangeshkar ji, in which she highlighted the path to success with the attributes of hard work and dedication. The third speech selected by me was by Mr. Mukesh Ambani, in which he has laid emphasis on accepting failures with a smile to achieve true success. The next speech which I chose was delivered by Dr. Kiran Bedi, in which she has focused on the values of being truthful and sincere for a successful life. Finally, I found the most soul-stirring speech delivered by Mother Teresa, in which she has imparted the message of universal love. Stage 2 speech by Mother Teresa. A life not lived for others is not a life. I personally am most unworthy, but I brought a girl child from the street and I could see in the face of the child that she was hungry. So I gave her a piece of bread and the little one started eating the bread crumb by crumb. I said to the child, "Eat bread, eat it, eat it." She looked at me and said, "I am afraid to eat the bread because I am afraid that when it is finished, I will be hungry again and you will also leave me alone." This is the reality. The poor are not only hungry for a piece of bread, but the most terrible poverty is loneliness and the feeling of being unloved. So spread love everywhere you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving better and happier. Be the living expression of God's kindness and love. In stage 2, I had selected the motivational speech of Mother Teresa, through which she has sent the message of love, care and kindness. I am deeply influenced by her magnanimous and soft heart, which can embrace and impart love to one and all unconditionally. She truly had an ocean of affection in her heart. I ardently pray to the Almighty to impart similar attributes in me. Since childhood, I have been accompanying my parents to the orphanages and old age homes to distribute food and clothes as a regular practice. In the orphanage, the children would receive the gifts with a smile and then would quietly go back to their room. And the same would happen in the old age home. But I never saw any one of them happy. This year, while reading various speeches for my project Reflections, I came across this soul-stirring speech of Mother Teresa. And then I realized what exactly the children in the orphanages and the lonely senior citizens in the old age homes needed the most. They needed to be loved, to be cared for, and to be wanted and accepted as a part of the society, not as someone who could be left alone with food and water to survive. Through the mother's speech, I understood that one can survive with the basic needs being met, but one cannot grow and develop without love. So, in October, when my mother decided to go for her weekly distribution of ration in the orphanage, she refused to take me along due to the scare of COVID-19. But after reading the speech, I had understood that the children in the orphanage did not require food alone, but they needed love, a companion, someone who could play and laugh with them. I instead my mother to take me along and promised that I will take all the necessary precautions consistently. I wore a mask, gloves and kept a bottle of sanitizer in my pocket along with a board game and a few pairs of extra gloves and masks for the children. On reaching the orphanage Bal Greh, my mother went to the manager to give the weekly ration. But instead of going along with my mother as usual, I went in the children's room. The room had few children of various age groups. They were all wearing masks and were sitting at a distance from each other. When I stepped in, they were all surprised to see me because, due to the scare of COVID 19, nobody had come to meet them since the past few months. I keenly looked around and saw a young girl engrossed in a book, undisturbed by my entry. With a smile, I walked up to her and peeked at the pages her eyes were glued onto. In it, I saw a beautiful picture of a mother and a child compassionately hugging each other. I was overwhelmed with emotions and sat at a distance to talk to her. Gradually, after around half an hour of casual chit chat, I became friends with this girl named Prema. While playing Ludo, she shared her fears and happy moments with me. I could feel that she had accepted me as her friend, and a new bond was created that day. I made sure that I went to meet Prema at least once a week. Every week, she would greet me with a dazzling smile and shining eyes. We played board games, raced in the playground, and I read stories to her. In those moments, I could relate to the true essence of this speech, that being loved and cared for is a priceless feeling. Immense gratitude to our principal ma'am for this unique and enriching project, which has completely changed the meaning and aim of my life in the past 2 months. Initially, my dream was to become a famous dancer and to collect funds for charity, but now I have understood that apart from food, the basic need of all living beings is to receive love. So, I have made a conscious decision to spend at least an hour per week with the children in the orphanage to receive and impart love unconditionally. Thank you.